should be recording, and now I'm going to hit broadcast and mute myself.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us. We're going to give it just a couple of minutes here before we start to let the rest of the attendees join, and we'll get going shortly. All right. Well, hello and welcome again. Thank you for joining us in our webinar today. OpenWorks is very excited to introduce long-lasting surface protection to our TotalWorks suite of disinfection services. Before we get started today, just a couple of housekeeping items. We will have time for Q&A after the presentation. So please feel free to enter your questions into the chat window on the webinar toolbar at the bottom of your screen. We'll address them during Q&A. We will also send you an email with a link to today's presentation, which you should receive within the next 24 hours, and please feel free to share it. Our expert panel today are Mary Tirado. Mary is our Regional Operations Manager for Phoenix. She joined OpenWorks in 2015 and brought 12 years of experience in the janitorial industry to her role. She is focused on developing franchise partners within her region and maintaining high quality service levels in our various industries that we serve. Mary holds industry certifications in infection control, OSHA safety, and bloodborne pathogens. And we have Anthony Hopson. Anthony joined OpenWorks in 2011 and brings over 15 years of management experience to his role as our National Vice President of Operations. He currently oversees OpenWorks' nationwide operations teams, as well as managing our diverse facilities services preferred partner network. In 2017, Anthony earned the prestigious Certified Franchise Executive distinction, a franchise industry designation demonstrating his in-depth knowledge of franchising. Today, we will be discussing what is continuous care and what kind of efficacy can you expect? How is it applied? How is it used? A little bit about OpenWorks, and then we'll go on to Q&A. So without further ado, I will hand off to Anthony to tell you more exciting details.
Thanks, Lee. As mentioned, our focus today is OpenWorks Continuous Care product, what it is and how it's used. Next slide. Continuous Care is a new OpenWorks service offering that helps with long-lasting infection control for our customers. It consists of a long-lasting antimicrobial surface protectant that is applied after surfaces are clean and disinfected. But what does this product do? The product we utilize is a highly efficient and effective microbial control system that reduces and controls the amount and spread of microorganisms in your environment. It creates a microscopic shield on both porous and non-porous surfaces for up to 90 days. It's an environmentally responsible solution that helps continuously and persistently protect surfaces. Continuous Care can be used anywhere. In combination with any EPA-listed N-approved disinfectant, it can provide up to 90 days of continuous surface protection from bacteria and microorganisms. It achieves a 100% coverage rate when applied with an electrostatic sprayer. It's EPA registered. The product is safe for both food and people. It's FDA approved for use in class 1, 2, and 3 medical devices. It's approved by the USDA for food contact surface. And has a neutral pH and is phosphate-free and contains no VOCs. It is, in addition, it's also water-based and non-toxic. Next slide, please. Causative agent control. When a long-lasting antimicrobial surface protectant is used in combination with an EPA List N approved disinfectant, it can control the spread of causative disease agents, such as the ones we're demonstrating on the screen here now. It can control SARS, COVID-2, and COVID-19 as a disease. So you can see the 3 lists there, the bacteria that can be controlled, the mold, and viruses. Next slide, please. Coronavirus kill claims. The EPA expects that all products on the list N, so the N EPA disinfectant list can kill the coronavirus, the SARS-CoV-2 COVID-19 virus, when used according to the label directions. While a long-lasting antimicrobial surface protectant, they don't make kill claims, using an EPA-listed N disinfectant can. When the surface protectant is applied on top of the disinfectant, it will inhibit the growth of bacteria and microorganisms for sustained periods of time, providing infection control for the causative agents mentioned on the previous slide. So coronavirus, I'm sorry, just going to finish that slide there. The coronavirus kill claims again. So the SARS virus is in the family of the coronavirus. Kill claims must be specific to SARS and SARS-2. UV lights do not kill the virus, it merely inactivates the virus. Again, COVID-19 is a disease, not a virus. The EPA list of N disinfectants, those are the only disinfectants that can make coronavirus kill claims. And again, the surface protectant inhibits the growth of microorganisms on a disinfected surface. Next slide. Thanks. So summary here of some information on what continuous care is and what it is not. So it's odorless, colorless, works in a persistent state, and it works persistently in a dry state. It's a water-based compound, pH balanced and hydrophobic. It's environmentally responsible, contains no VOCs, and is a safe product. It's not toxic, non-leaching or migrating. It's non-flammable, non-corrosive. It is not made of anything harmful, toxic chemicals, poisons, phenols, or heavy metals. So after this discussion, you're probably still saying to yourself, what exactly is continuous care? So we've created a short video to provide clear explanation on how this new infection control technology works. And we'll see if Lee can get it to work.
Operations directors, concerns about cleanliness and disinfection continue to rise due to the COVID-19 pandemic. According to a recent study, 75% of consumers think their workplace should be cleaned daily. And 67% of business owners, facilities managers, and operations directors said employees and customers expect to see daily cleaning and disinfection.
Maybe try going back a slide, Liam, coming into.
Concerns about cleanliness and disinfection continue to rise due to the COVID-19 pandemic. According to a recent study, 75% of consumers think their workplace should be cleaned daily. And 67% of business owners, facilities managers, and operations directors said employees and customers expect to see daily cleaning and disinfection.
Apologies, folks. Just one moment.
Concerns about cleanliness and disinfection continue to rise due to the COVID-19 pandemic. According to a recent study, 75% of consumers think their workplace should be cleaned daily. And 67% of business owners, facilities managers, and operations directors said employees and customers expect to see daily cleaning and disinfection. To address these concerns and create opportunities for your world to work better, OpenWorks is now offering TotalWorks with Continuous Care. Continuous Care uses cutting-edge technology to create a long-lasting antimicrobial surface protectant that is applied after surfaces have been cleaned and disinfected to provide continuous protection from bacteria and microorganisms for up to 90 days. Here's how this cutting-edge technology works. Once it is applied to a surface or incorporated into a material, it forms a covalent bond with the substrate and creates a microbiostatic antimicrobial coating. The coating forms a nanobed shield of spikes, each of which carries a positive charge that attracts the negatively charged bacteria. Once attracted, the molecular spikes pierce the bacteria cells and rupture their membranes, which inhibits the growth of bacteria and microorganisms. Continuous Care is water-based. It is odorless, contains no volatile organic compounds, VOC, is phosphate-free, and has a neutral pH. It is EPA registered, certified by the FDA for use in Class 1, 2, and 2B medical device instruments and certain types of implants, and is approved by the USDA for use in food preparation environments. And when applied with an electrostatic sprayer, it ensures 100% coverage that bonds to nearly any surface, inhibiting the growth of bacteria and microorganisms. Your facility is cleaned and disinfected regularly. But is it enough to prevent the spread of germs, bacteria, and microorganisms? Be sure it is. Add TotalWorks with Continuous Care to your cleaning and facility services management plan to ensure longer-lasting protection and disease control for up to 90 days. For more information, visit openworksweb.com or call 602-638-2434.
Back to you, Anthony.
All right, we want to move to the next slide. Great, so simply here, the slide here is the SDS information for continuous care, the surface protectant that we're utilizing as part of our continuous care package. Next slide. So in terms of efficacy, as we've mentioned, most long-lasting antimicrobial surface protectants have an efficacy of up to 90 days. This is for most high-touch surfaces. Some surfaces can remain protected for much longer than 90 days. But how do we prove this? Let's take a look at two different efficacy tests for the surface protectant used in continuous care. Next slide. Studies conducted at Ryerson University for efficacy and bacterial counts. The results show that inhibition of bacterial colonization of surfaces is possible with this relatively simple treatment. Such prevention, rather than treatment, of existing biofilms should be implemented whenever feasible. While it is mostly impossible to have 100% prevention of bacterial surface colonization, incorporating inhibitors with existing cleaning procedures should greatly improve efforts to mitigate infection. Because of its ease of application, cost effectiveness, and demonstrated inhibition efficacy, AM500, the continuous care product, shows much potential in this regard. In addition to the Ryerson University study, the Global Virus Network, a coalition comprised of the world's preeminent human and animal virologists, conducted testing at two of its centers of excellence, the Peter Doherty Institute for Infection and Immunity in Melbourne, Australia, and the Riga Medical Research Institute in Koelowen, Belgium. The tests were conducted in both wet and dry conditions. In the wet test, SARS-CoV-2 was coated on stainless steel discs, which were then treated with a wet solution of the BioProtect formulation. In the dry test, the BioProtect formulation was first applied to stainless steel samples, which 46 days later were then exposed to high levels of SARS-CoV-2. Tests revealed that the presence of the BioProtect formulation maintained the ability to inactivate SARS-CoV-2 to negligible levels, proving the longevity of the BioProtect formulation on treated surfaces. Furthermore, test results from Riga demonstrated that the discs pre-treated with BioProtect formulation averaged a 99.7% inactivation of the SARS-CoV-2 virus. All tests conducted were designed to conform within the US EPA's registration and equivalent standards of regulatory agencies in Europe and Australia to ensure the acceptability and credibility of the results. Next, I'll turn it over to Mary Tirado, who is going to discuss how we apply our long-lasting surface protectants. Mary?
Thank you, Anthony. There are a couple of ways you can apply this product that we will review shortly. Next slide, please. After dealing with COVID-19 for months now, you've probably learned the important differences between cleaning and disinfecting. For the purposes of this presentation, let's just quickly review them. Cleaning is the physical action of removing dust, dirt, and debris. Regular cleaning tasks include sweeping, vacuuming, dusting, mopping, etc. Disinfecting means you're applying a disinfecting product, usually chemicals that must kill at least 99.99% of the bacteria and viruses on a surface. Dwell time can range from 1 to 10 minutes. If a surface is visibly dirty, a disinfected product will be much less effective. Any visible soil must be removed before disinfecting to allow the disinfection to reach the bacteria or microorganism on the surface where it is applied. To ensure the best results when disinfecting, your service provider should use a two-step process at a minimum. For a longer lasting layer of protection against disease control, we recommend a third step. The first step is the general cleaning to remove soil, dirt, dust, organic matter, and most common germs. During the second step, approved disinfectants such as the EPA list and antimicrobial disinfectants are used to destroy germs. Apply an EPA-registered, long-lasting antimicrobial surface protectant like continuous care to create a shield against bacteria and microorganisms for up to 90 days. Just as a disinfectant will not work as well if the surface is not cleaned prior to application, so is the case for applying the surface protectant. For the surface protectant to work as described, surfaces must be cleaned and disinfected following appropriate dwell times prior to application. It is most effective when surfaces are cleaned regularly and free from debris. Next slide, please. Applicators. So the most common applicator that we use is the electrostatic sprayer. The commercial application requirement is carpet, upholstery steamers, rotary jet extractions, electrostatic sprayers, and pressure sprayers. Apply and then let stand until dry, or let stand 3 minutes and wipe dry with a cloth or sponge. When treating coarser substrates, more surface protectant may be required due to absorption. Dry carpet areas and surfaces before re-entry and dry articles before use. A fan may be used to assist in drying the carpet. This application is a better option than using a spray bottle, as with a spray bottle, the droplets just fall to the ground, versus with an electrostatic sprayer that enables the chemical to wrap around the surfaces. Next slide, please. Usage. Thank you for the overview of how continuous care works and how long you can expect them to last. Now that we're armed with this information, let's look at some of the benefits to using an antimicrobial surface protectant and some great use cases on where it can be applied. The benefits. Now that we know how this type of product works, I'm sure we can all think of how it can benefit our facilities. Some of those benefits include reduced risk and cost by inhibiting microbial growth on surfaces over extended periods. By treating surfaces of all types, personnel benefit from reduced exposure to harmful microorganisms with reduced staff absenteeism through illness, reduced person-to-person transfer, reduced environmental to person transfer, reduced risk of product contamination and thus product recall or litigation. It's widely applicable. High touch points such as door handles, desks, visitor seats, AC duct, carpet, food preparation areas, and so much more. Surfaces not cleaned regularly and effectively are potential reservoirs for health-damaging bacteria. The key stakeholders for these types of locations are building owners, insurance companies, occupants, companies leasing buildings. This can reduce your liabilities of having mold and mildew in buildings. It can reduce a sick building syndrome phenomena. Energy efficient buildings enhances microbes. Long-lasting antimicrobial surface protectants help reduce all of these liabilities as a stakeholder in building management. Next slide, please. Continuous care can be used in various settings and industries to achieve the benefits you're seeking. Some industries where we have seen the most interest is in education, healthcare, and residential property management. Next slide, please. Once you made the decision to move forward with the long-lasting surface protectant, make sure you're hitting those high-touch surfaces. As we know, they're more prone to infection, and according to the CDC, they should be disinfected daily at a minimum. Now that you've learned a bit more about long-lasting antimicrobial surface protectants, we'd like to ask another polling question. Would you now consider adding a long-lasting antimicrobial surface protectant like continuous care to your facility disinfection program? Yes, no, maybe. All right, thank you for your input. I like to transition now to give you some information about OpenWorks. With more than 35 years of experience, OpenWorks is proud to continue to provide our nearly 5,500 nationwide customers with the most effective and innovative process in the cleaning industry, along with a highly trained elite of network service providers using the latest cleaning technologies and practices. Next slide, please. What are some of the advantages when you partner with OpenWorks? OpenWorks network of elite service providers brings together business owners dedicated to mutual success through seamless, high-value facilities care. Our customer retention rate at over 98% is 43% higher than the industry average. We use EPA list and approved products, broad spectrum hard surface disinfectants shown to be effective against similar viruses to COVID-19. Our service providers have received OSHA bloodborne pathogens certifications. We've been certified by the Global Virus Advisory Council, a division of ISSA, the Worldwide Cleaning Industry Association, and how to prepare for and respond to recover from biohazards in the workplace, with a specific focus on COVID-19. We are trained on infection and contamination control measures for infectious diseases outbreak situations, such as the novel coronavirus. We are your one-stop shop for complete facilities care, with integrated facility services, single source for all facility needs, single point of communication, local service with a corporate oversight, high quality and responsiveness. A cleaner, safer, and healthier environment means a more productive workplace in the face of viral pandemic and beyond. We are here to make your world better. Our TotalWorks is our suite of comprehensive service solutions, developed based on recommendations from expert agencies and organizations like CDC and EPA, and feedback from OpenWorks customers and their consumers. TotalWorks is a complete cleaning and disinfecting system that includes treatment of high-touch surfaces, workspace and common areas and restrooms through your facility. It includes 3 programs: Standing Services, Infect-A-Guard, and our newest offering, Continuous Care. Continuous Care is a brand new service OpenWorks is offering to help with longer-lasting infection control for our customers. It is a long-lasting antimicrobial surface protectant, such as we discussed today. This is applied after surfaces are cleaned and disinfected. Our new continuous care service includes a 3-step application process. We clean all surfaces to free them from dust and debris. We apply EPA list and approved disinfectants to all surfaces. In the final step, we apply the long-lasting antimicrobial surface protectant using an electrostatic sprayer to ensure maximum coverage and to inhibit the growth of bacteria and microorganisms like COVID-19. Enhance your cleaning program with cutting-edge technology that creates a long-lasting layer of protection, offering complete peace of mind and continuous protection against bacteria and microorganisms for up to 90 days. Next slide, please. Standing Services. This is our ongoing cleaning and disinfectant services that covers workspaces and common areas, restrooms, and high-touch areas throughout your facility. We have 3 disinfection plans so you can choose the services and delivery frequency that best meets your needs. All offer continuous care that is applied after surfaces have been cleaned and disinfected to provide continuous protection from bacteria and microorganisms for up to 90 days. InfectiGuard is our in-depth deep cleaning and disinfection services that gives you the peace of mind that your facility is disinfected with EPA-approved antimicrobial disinfectants that prevent the spread of germs that cause infections such as influenza and COVID-19. If you have a confirmed case of COVID-19 or another biohazard or virus outbreak and need to ensure your facility is completely disinfected, choose InfectiGuard to ensure your facility is thoroughly disinfected. Even hard to reach surfaces and surfaces that typically are not cleaned on a regular basis. Continuous care is available with both to provide continuous protection from bacteria and microorganisms for up to 90 days. We've given you a lot of information today, so here's a quick summary of the key takeaways. Long-lasting antimicrobial surface protectants are just that. They are applied after surfaces have been cleaned and disinfected to provide continuous protection by inhibiting the growth of microorganisms and bacteria. It can be applied with a spray pump or with an electrostatic sprayer to ensure 100% coverage. It inhibits the growth of bacteria and microorganisms for up to 90 days. It can be used in any facility, includes healthcare and food manufacturing facilities, and it's best used in high-touch surfaces as well. Thank you so much. We appreciate your participation today. If you would like more information about our products or services, you can find that at openworksweb.com. We're here to answer your questions for the remainder of the webinar. Just type them in the chat window and we'll address them accordingly. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mary and Anthony. And I apologize again for the glitch with the video. Let's address a couple of questions from our attendees. Anthony, I think this would be one for you. What is the difference between antimicrobial and antibacterial?
I'm not sure that technically, but you know, one and the same. So the product that we're using is both antimicrobial and antibacterial, meaning it resists bacteria and microbes from landing on the surface in the manner that was described in the video with the chemical makeup or structure, physical chemical structure of the product. Hope that answers the question.
Thank you. Either one of you can address this. Are there special handling or disposal requirements for using the antimicrobial product?
I can answer that. I believe there is always, you should always check with your city. I know that there are facilities based on where they're located. There's different regulations on the disposal of certain chemicals. So they should not be disposed into sewer waste or whatnot. Although this chemical is non-harmful, so it is not considered a hazard, but do check with your state regulations.
Thank you, Mary. Again, Mary, can you maybe address this? Which environmental factors affect and shorten the up to 90-day protection?
Correct. So there's very limited factors where it can shorten that. I think this is a really great product where it can, you know, it's going to stay on the surfaces. However, I do think that if there is a surface that is continuously used and an excess use, or there's other environmental factors such as heat, can reduce those days, but that hasn't been proven yet. However, that is a possibility.
Yeah, and I'll just further that any surface that receives significant, you know, abrasive type treatment, significant contact with other surfaces that are not treated, You know, like, for example, the seat of your chair that you sit in every day, get up, get down, get up, get down. That's going to significantly reduce the protection time of the application of the product, because, you know, there's an abrasive, you know, something is being placed against the surface that's going to wear down anything that's applied to the top of it.
Thank you. And here is another question. Are there, and I think, Mary, you touched on this, but maybe you can elaborate. Are there specific environments or applications where you would recommend the product be used?
Yes, I recommend anything that anyone's continuously using. So high touch points are a key, you know, point where that should definitely be used on. But ultimately, if you're disinfecting and putting that continuous product on surfaces, it's always great to put them on all surfaces of your facility. That way you're completely covered, and you're not just utilizing it on the surfaces that most likely individuals will touch.
Thank you very much. Here's a question, either one of you can address this, maybe Anthony. How do I incorporate this product into my regular janitorial service?
So this would be in addition to existing cleaning, where we would be doing the cleaning and disinfecting and then applying this product in areas with the electrostatic spraying to create longevity. So key areas like your desks, your cubicle areas, your computer systems that don't typically get touched on a regular basis for cleaning or are more difficult to clean. We can apply this product to provide some additional protection without significant additional cost.
Terrific, thank you. It looks like we've gotten through all of the questions this morning, so I'm going to give everybody some time back today. Again, we will forward a copy of the presentation via link to you, so you'll have access to that video yourself within the next 24 hours. And if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to call or email us at the contact info listed on the screen. We appreciate you joining us today. And I will end the presentation now. Thank you again.
Thank you, everybody.